A surprise attack on Israel, but one which was carefully planned by Hamas. Coordinated terror attacks carried out across the border from Gaza. We're in Ofakim, a small desert community that was the site of a brutal massacre. One of the survivors is a Melbourne mum who narrowly escaped. Yael takes us inside her neighbourhood to see the carnage wrought by Hamas. Yael was woken early on the morning of October 7 by an unimaginable sound. She made it out alive, but 52 people in her town were murdered by 16 Hamas terrorists armed with grenades, guns and RPGs. Ofakim is 20 kilometres from the border of Gaza. It was the furthest inland point Hamas reached that day. The terrorists didn't just stumble into the community. They had detailed maps. They knew where people were and in what numbers.
This is the bunker?
Yeah, this is the bunker, as you can see, which is also used as a storage room. We run in here when there's
rocket fire.
when there is rocket fire. Yes.
So on the morning when you started hearing the rockets coming, this is where you came.
Yeah, this is where we came, and when I heard the rocket fire here, I was very surprised on a certain level because we hadn't had rocket fire here in a while. But then I just sort of thought, okay, well, we do get rocket fire. I didn't understand at all what was going on.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, sporadic rocket fire. But then I did see that it was all over Israel, and then I said, okay, this is much bigger than what I think it is. It's not just a one-time roar. This is something bigger. So then we came out after the first siren, and then all of a sudden we began to hear like firing from a semi-automatic weapon, like brrr, brrr, and we could hear that, and we were thinking, wow, what is that? Like, you know, and it was incessant. And my son, who's a combat soldier, my husband was, they said, this is bad, something very bad is happening. But we had no idea where, like the magnitude. Then about half an hour, 40 minutes later, my neighbor came out. We were standing just outside of the veranda area, and an IDF helicopter hovered low and from a megaphone screamed to us to get into the houses and to lock the doors. That's when we understood. We were all on our phones, you know. Then we understood that in Ofakim there are many terrorists. We didn't know the numbers, but and we still didn't know about the rave, which is 10 minutes away from here. When the sirens first came on, obviously people here didn't know that like there were terrorists around. And because this is an older neighborhood, there aren't safe houses inside of the houses, and there are communal ones. So what they did was the Hamas incessantly sent rockets to Ofakim to get the people at 6:30 in the morning. People are not usually up and about. Even the first prayers are at 7:30. So they got them out of the houses, and when they got them out of the houses, that's when a lot of the executions and the murders took place.
Happened on the street.
Yes, happened on the street.
And so people were trying to run to bomb shelters like this, right?
Yes, over here you can see a bomb shelter.
Can you take us in?
Yes, of course. So obviously there are bullet holes also around the bomb shelter.
So they've shot at the bomb shelter as well.
Yes, they have shot at the bomb shelter. And they must have been in it because there are shots inside of the bomb shelter. Look, there are holes over here as well. I don't know if they've cleaned it out from wounded and injured people, but I do remember seeing around this area them dragging bodies. I don't know if it's from the bomb shelter or from people who were just hit in the street.
What is it like for you to see something like this, the place that people would normally run to stay safe, and this is where they were executed?
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, and on a cognitive level, like I'm taking it in cognitively, but because there's so much carnage, it's like I'm numb. I can't cry. I've not cried since it happened. When people who I know personally, and especially my children, who one's a soldier and one is 22, they're close friends, and it's like I see this and it's just the word is unbelievable. I just cannot, doesn't register properly. It still hasn't registered.
No. And I think when you see this, when you see the bullet holes everywhere, I
And-
mean, all along you can just
Yes.
only imagine the terror that
Yes,
morning.
and
6:30
also-
in the morning.
Also, another
Gunshots
thing,
on the windows.
yes. And another thing which when you just asked me that question about here, and I said heartbreaking, and on the other hand, the evil, where someone is supposed to protect themselves, you get them out of the houses in order to execute them. They come to a safe room and you execute them. It is just the purity of evil. There's just nothing else.
Staggering too that they made it this far. We're 20 kilometres from the border.
Yes.
So was this part of their plan? Did they stumble on Ofakim? Or was
No.
this part of the plan?
No. According to what we understand, and there's more and more information coming all the time, this was a premeditated and calculated attack, meaning that the X amount of people which they had, X amount of terrorists which they had coming into Israel were designated locations. And not only designated locations, the geographic, demographic, every detail in the kibbutzim and on the settlements on the Gaza border, they knew how many people were in a home, if the home had a pet, had a dog, if anybody was armed in the house, like a soldier, may have been a son of somebody. They knew everything. Ofakim, they picked this specific neighborhood because they knew that there were no shelters in the homes, and that way they could carry out as much carnage as they. And people here just didn't believe it. Nobody could imagine this here, 20 kilometers away from the border. Nobody.
And a lot of these people, it seems, it's still they're too afraid to come back, right? This is a town that's still.
Yeah, it's still reeling from what happened. There are a lot of people who have taken themselves away from here in order to at least breathe, especially people with younger children. There is a resilience as well. I mean, I can't say that like there isn't. There is a resilience. People have gone to open up their shops inside of town. But a lot of people have taken themselves away from here because we don't know what the next stage of the war is as well. If there's going to be a ground incursion, if that is the case, then perhaps people would like to be away during that time for the safety and for the mental health of their families.
There must be so many hundreds of thousands of people displaced at the moment.
Oh yes, absolutely. From the south and also the north. I mean, the numbers in the north, from what I understand, 70,000 have already left their homes on the northern border townlets and cities. And over here, the number must be in the hundreds of thousands, not just from Ofakim. You've got Sderot, you've got Netivot, you've got some of Ashkelon. I understood that in Ashkelon,
all a ghost town.
In Ashkelon, I understand that first stage they actually took people in old age homes away from there because you can't get them to shelters, communal shelters or whatever. Yes.
Dotted around this neighbourhood are images and shrines like this. Just in this one town, 7 police officers were killed trying to stop the terrorists. They were the first to get here.
This is Itamar Alice, a local police officer who lives in Ofakim. He was woken at 6:30 a.m. on October 7 by the sound of gunfire. One by one, house by house, he hunted Hamas insurgents down. While he survived the attack, many didn't, including 7 of his fellow officers.
Can you show me what happened at this car here?
This is grenade.
You know, because every car, every house now, it tells a story, doesn't it?
I don't be here in this fight here. I come from my home. I live there,
Yes.
and I come to this area, and there I kill one terrorist, and I take people whose heart
Injured.
the bullet, and I make them
Tourniquet.
tourniquet, cat.
Yes.
And
But you shot a terrorist.
yeah, 2 terrorists.
You shot
I
two
killed, yeah.
terrorists. Look at all the bullet holes.
This is not the bullet. This is from the grenade. It have a lot of I don't know how to say it in English.
Fragments.
Fragment, yes. And you can see this is bullet what our police officers do, and they take a grenade in the home and here.
How many
Here, police officer down.
a police
come,
officer died
yeah.
here?
Yeah, he's come. In my neighbor. He's come in home. He's around here. In the first time. In the first. That this is begin. He's come here. They see the terrorists come. He think that this is a soldier. He's tell them, hey, police, police, police. He's not think this is a terrorist. He's not imagine that come free like a soldiers around here. And they see him and they shoot him in this point.
And he died right here.
Yeah, yeah. And
Was
after
this
this,
his hat?
yeah, this is Roni Abu Aron. He is a big hero. Because of him, that they shoot him in the first, all these people is stay in their home. They not go outside. They know that this is a terror attack. And is I don't know, but I
He's
think,
a hero.
Yeah, yeah, he's a hero because he's died here. All the people here in the neighborhood listen about the shotgun, and after they listen to shoot, the rocket alarm, they not go outside because
They knew it was an attack.
they know have a shotgun
Yeah.
in the neighborhood, so.
It was 6:30 in the morning. It was so early. So how did you know there was a problem? Did you hear the gunshot?
I know. I listened about the alarm of the rockets like this, and I listened shotguns. And I said, this is not okay. I take my gun and I run outside. So where I listen the shotguns, and I go there, and I see 2 terrorists. I shoot. They shoot me back. And I run, and I see my rabbi is fall down. I take him in this home, and they shoot me. I take him home. I don't know, somebody live there. I take him, and I carry him. Take the gunshot here, and I take with the.
So
tools.
you saved your rabbi's life.
Yeah. I see here a lot of my friends died, so this is very hard. Then people call me hero. What do I do? I kill 2 terrorists and I fight and I take care about the people of shot. I take them.
Do you see yourself as a hero?
No,
No.
because the situation that I live.
You live here. This is your town. So you felt.
But because a lot of my friends died here, so I can't feel happy.
Yes.
You're a hero. This is not one terrorist that I kill him, and okay, I'm the hero in the city. Yeah,
Right.
good job. But in the end, I be in the lot of I don't know what say that take the man in the ground.
Yeah, you've been to many funerals.
Yeah. And, family is broken.
How many terrorists came to Ofakim?
16.
16 terrorists. And how many people did they kill?
52.
52.
Yeah.
Wow.